But see, that's the point. Is this motherfucker right here has 10 times more skill than those. That is what I wanted to talk about right there. So that's one of the fucking subjects, you know. And by the way, this is J&J Lee podcast.
So you think that Mike Strange has more talent than most of these guys out there?
Yes, and that is a legit. Okay, because listen, the era that when we were doing this shit, because there was a trend, the fucking culture shit shifted. It's totally different than it used to be. Like when I was coming up, I was with Tony Puff, fucking, you know who Tony is?
My cousin, yes.
Yeah, right. I forgot about that. So anyways, we were fucking, you know, listening to DZK on SoundCloud or Click.
Yes.
Okay, so that's my point. Because back in the day, like even the underground rappers and shit took, you know, it was like it's like a manly thing. It's like your pride and your joy. It's like your fucking balls, dude. You don't lose your balls. As men, you don't lose your balls. You protect your ego. You protect your balls at all costs, right? So what I mean is the lyricism that we used to have, that it used to be, you took pride in that because that was your balls. That was your fucking manlyhood. That was everything, right? You don't sacrifice that for anything. And even though it's that right there is whack compared to what was back then, he's still better than every single person out here right now. I don't even know half of their names. I don't even pay attention to half of it, but I know that, you know, there's a lot of them out there, especially the trap music.
You your daddy's son, hey.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one example. I mean, I don't even know if he's a.
Is that legit? Is that real music now?
No, it is.
That's real music now, though.
Now it's real music.
But I thought it was like a joke.
Right, but it depends on who you ask. Because like, to me, that's not fucking real music. That's never.
No.
Obviously, that's a fucking clown shit. But it is considered real music because it is being accepted by a fucking other generation that, you know. Because you got to think, we're 2017, dude. When I was 17 and when you were what, 18 or 19?
Yeah.
I put out that, what is it, Dying to Live?
Dude, like 10 years ago.
Right, Dying to Live Round 1 came out, my first album. Banging, bro. Because I was so young, though. But shit, think about it. What, 16, 17? Because I started playing that shit out when I was 15, and I was going to Davidson. Right. With them, when Alicia was here.
Right.
So I started playing that and writing it, right? But I was 15, 16, and 17 by the time I got done. Actually got the fucking equipment and did it. But if you think about it, the more older we get, the more I realized that how young I used to be, how young I was, that was pretty fucking good for being fucking 16, dog. Like, Dying to Live it was crafted. I did everything myself, produced it, man, like did everything, you know, and then even, you know, but you obviously helped me. But I'm saying, what I mean is there was skill and talent, and I took pride in it.
I always thought the only thing we were lacking is just mastering, mixing and mastering, and actually getting this shit produced correctly. Because, you know, we don't have we didn't have the tools to do it,
or the resource, or money for that matter.
Right.
I mean, I was even legally
working jobs or nothing.
I mean, it wouldn't even matter. I mean, like I said, like 15.
Right.
You know, but
I think if we mix and master, if we had half the shit that we did mix and master correctly, then it would be up there.
Right. But that's what I'm talking about, though. The topic is. You were talking about lyricism, and what we were talking about is people like that during that time. We took pride in shit. In my opinion, is that if you take pride in you took pride in your raps, you took pride in your lyricism, you took pride in how you know how good you were at that craft. Nowadays, it's just a fucking catchy jingle. You know
whatever if you have a really cool voice and you can get a nice beat, that's all that matters.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you're saying as long as you sound like you got like a little gremlin in your throat or whatever the hell Wheezies do.
Bro, we start playing footsies with me? Goddamn.
No, never, bro. You got long ass legs.
But see, look. That is the problem. But see, I wrote... okay, so there was something on MXL. Or no, what's that fucking World Star Hip Hop? You know what that is?
Yes.
Okay. So I got that Facebook page, and they had a World Hip Hop show, and it was like the host had some new guys. I don't fucking know their names, bro. I really don't. Just goofy looking, high as shit. I think they were smoking on the interview, like smoking when they were. And I was like listening to it for a minute, and you couldn't understand one word they said. They were so quiet, so monotone and shit. You could for their brain is fried.
Dude, have you heard any of got on YouTube and saw the new age rappers freestyling versus like Eminem, you know, in his freestyles
like the double XL freestyles and shit, like or BT ciphers and shit.
Yeah, but like the new guys out and when they're trying to freestyle and what they think is good.
Does one of them have like fucking rolls on his head? And shit? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude,
that was
it's the worst thing to see.
But see, I don't understand that. I don't understand. I mean to cut you off, but I don't know what it's so frustrating. Why are we giving into that and buying it and actually, you know, our interest is into that? I don't know.
Do you think that maybe we are just becoming our parents?
That's crossed my mind. I'm not gonna fucking lie about that.
Like this is what if this is what music is now, and this is what hip hop is now, and we just can't because we grew up with real hip hop, what we consider real hip hop, and nowadays
no,
mumbling is real hip hop.
No, I don't believe that.
No,
I don't believe it because I don't believe that because what. I mean, so if you dumb down math, is that still considered math? You know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about 2 + 2 is now fucking calculus. So
what you're saying is good hip hop is good hip hop. It doesn't matter the era; it's going to be the same. No matter 50 years from now, good hip hop is going to be good hip hop. It's going to be good lyricism. It's got to be all around. Don't get me wrong. You can't just be lyricist. It's got to evolve a little, right?
It evolves, but it shouldn't. You should always be going up. You should never fucking. You should always right. be on the increase.
So essentially, we
are
at least
decreasing.
Need to be able to hear what you're saying, regardless. It needs to be a point.
Well, that's one way to fucking put it.
Right. So like, you can still have new age hip hop. You can still mold hip hop a little, but we can't just be mumbling on the microphone, no matter what.
Yes. Well, that's the most. Yeah. Something like that.
You can't. I spoke at the crack of the day. I got it. I spoke at the.
But you know what? But see here. Okay, here's another subject, another topic. That brings me to another point of people are not, you know, so much. Okay, but people are buying it. Is what I mean. People are it's sellable for some reason. I don't fucking know how, but you throw shit on a record and it's sellable. I guess now.
Right.
So I mean, okay. So what do you do now? I mean, if there's a record companies and the music industry is suffering because of internet illegal downloads and shit like that. Well, you know, and they have to go to some direction to sell and this is what's selling right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't say you know what, this is what's being pushed out front and center. The trap music, all this bullshit. But you can't say. But I couldn't say that there's still not lyricism out there because. There's still Jay-Z's still dropping records. Kanye was, M is gonna be. I heard he's dropping another record. But I mean, and then you got Hops. You got all these people with Tech Nine. You know, Royce the 5'9". You got all these fucking people out there. So all these lyricists. So you know, but what's popping right now? What's trending right now is that bullshit, that fucking trap music that has nothing to do. See, this is where I want to push though. In that saying that is that trap music and that is not considered hip hop. It's its own genre. It's its own fucking, you know, it's its own category.
Right. Real hip hop belongs in one spot, and you can throw this mumble shit and just don't call it hip hop.
Exactly. You're not an artist. You're not a rapper.
You're just something that you throw in the club because it's got a good beat, and no one's listening to the lyrics right now, anyways.
Right. Well, that's my point. That's what I think.
Maybe that's the point right now. Is maybe there's a lot of people who are just like, look at rap is great. It's got a good beat behind it, but we're not going to be paying attention to the lyrics while we're dancing at the club. And maybe we need something that's mind-numbing that we don't have to even care about the lyrics for. Maybe that's where it belongs, is like in a big club where people are getting drunk.
That's exactly where it belongs.
People are getting drunk and nobody's listening to the lyrics.
Not taken serious.
Right.
You're having a good time. You're in the bathroom with some strippers doing an 8-ball of blow.
If you're lucky. I mean, no, but I see it. But I'm saying, like, it does not belong in your car radio. It doesn't belong in your stereo in the car, bumping.
Well, I mean, to some people.
But it just doesn't, dude. It doesn't. Like, you can find great beats. You can find great. Well, I mean,
some people
do all that stuff.
Constantly partying.
Right, but I'm saying, like, in your car.
No, okay. So
if you're trying to listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can actually sit down and listen to a song in the car. You know what I mean?
No,
in the club and stuff, you're getting wasted, and you don't want to worry about the lyrics. But I mean, I still wouldn't call it hip hop.
No,
I wouldn't call them rappers.
They're not.
I mean, they're like
they don't belong
they're
in
crappers, bro.
Well, I mean, yeah. This is always the biggest debate about this shit, and I heard a lot of Joe Budden and his podcast. I'll name this podcast later, and Royce the 5'9" has put it that way, where there's like, I've seen in an interview he said something along the lines of, there's certain songs I like to work out to. There's certain songs that I like to, listen to when I work out, and there's certain songs I like to go out, do other. There's certain songs and certain genre, or different. There's hip hop, Tupac when you're riding in the car, but then there's trap music when you're in the club, and then it's the same point, know. And then there's Eminem and other people I like to listen to when I work out.
And there's like when you're jogging and when you're doing different things like that. There's stuff that you want to pay attention to that's going to keep you distracted. Maybe you can actually pay attention to it.
But the point is it's all categorized. You know what I'm saying? It can't be put all in one. Is all I'm saying. But you can. But if you're comparing, okay. So if all these club artists and all these, what you call them, shit fucks. What you call them?
Crappers?
Crappers. Okay. So all these crappers are in the club scene. All right. And in the club scene, they're do they compete? Which one is better? Like, for instance, if we're talking about hip hop, we're talking about Tupac. We're talking about KRS-One. We're talking about Black Thought, Eminem. I mean, some say Andre 3000, Jay-Z. All these lyricists, right?
Right.
When they do a song, they're going to compare Eminem to Jay-Z, or they're going to compare KRS-One to this person, all the lyricists and all the real lyricists. Well, we consider lyricists. Who made the best? But you'll never compare. And then so in the club, you got, I don't know. Like I said, I barely know their names, bro. But you got like 21 Savage, and you got whoever else, man.
I believe me, you're not gonna be able to find a name coming out of my mouth. I don't know any of them.
Young, they're all young something, young this, young that, young. But anyways,
yeah, I've never heard of anyone with young in front of their rap name.
Young Jizzle. But my point being is, or what I'm trying to get at is, you got people in categories. You got your first, second, third, and fourth, and fifth best.
What you're saying is there's no point in comparing music that
outside
are outside of the category. So you wouldn't
compare Jay-Z to 21 Savage.
It's like saying like Adam Levine versus Eminem. Like, who's better?
Exactly.
Well, why would you even compare?
That's the argument, and that's what that's what the argument comes to, is you can't compare. In different categories of.
Right.
So I guess what it is in that sense, if it's looked at like that
this new trap music has a place, but it's not in hip hop.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. It's such a broad. Now it's so broad. Maybe just trap music, and this music that they're doing is another branch that's grown on the hip hop tree. It's like there's rap. Then there's like whatever, it's Lil Wayne and T-Pain and all them are doing like pop rap or some, and
right.
Whatever in it. But it's just maybe another branch that's grown on the tree of hip hop. Not necessarily defining hip hop now, which I believe it is in a sense, because that's what's at front and center. But
it's what the industry is pushing out.
So, but that's what I'm talking about.
So you're just more disappointed that the industry is pushing out this as the forefront, when we've got so much other good shit happening that's not making it to the front. Yeah. We've got so much good stuff still coming out of Eminem and all the greats. I mean, Snoop's still even making music, but you don't hear anything from him. You don't see that.
What was his last? I haven't heard him in a long time. I know. What was that one song he did, that R&B track? It wasn't really R&B. It was like a throwback to the back in the day.
I can't remember the track. The name but I know that like you see him more in commercials than you'll see him in music. Like in the forefront of music now.
You gotta make your money somewhere.
He's featuring somewhere, but you just never really pay attention. It's all this trap music.
He has his own. He has his own YouTube channel. He has his own show on YouTube and stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I want to say if Snoop people like that, the greats, I think anytime they want to bounce back in the game, they can bounce back in the game, and their fan base is so big and they're so established that they can just do what they want. You know what I mean? Like they can go out for 10 years and not put out a record.
Do you think that might be why we've got this trap music coming to where it is? Is because all the greats are just taking their time?
I could say that. I could see that. For the most part, I could see that.
Yeah, like maybe this is the product of, not having anyone better actually putting music out. And we've got to, they've got to continue to make money and continue to put out music. So then you've got shit like that your daddy's son coming out on the radio when it should have just stayed a YouTube thing and never.
Is that what it really is, dude? Like we're just getting too fucking old and be like, I don't know what you and your kids are talking about, but get the fuck off my lawn.
Like literally, go catch me outside. How about that?
I'm not even gonna go there.
Just that's the stuff, man. Like that's making each other. YouTube's silly stuff that should have really never been getting credit is now on the radio.
I guess. I mean, yeah, but you know why? Because they're fucking. I mean, it seems to me that it's social media, man. You know how quick shit travels.
And that's the thing too. It's like there's no work involved for these people. They just go, okay, this thing's got 1 million views. Let's grab it. We know we're gonna get some views
because they look at the platform. They look at it as now it's a platform that they can.
Well, they don't have to do any work. Someone makes something creative, it becomes popular. They just grab a hold of it and leech off of it while they can.
Well, yeah, it's subscribers and shit like that, and how many views and friends and all followers and shit. If you got somebody who has, over 1 million followers on fucking Twitter or some shit, or Instagram or whatever, I mean, that's a pretty big platform, dude, to go out and, that's 1 million people that are gonna see you. Or see, like, a company that comes and sponsors them or something and they want to throw something on their Instagram or Twitter. Right. That's 1 million views for them. So I can understand that. But as far as that girl, man, there's people like that, but all the they say the stupid shit gets that we need to quit, glorifying the stupid shit. But I mean, when you're at work or you're on your daily route or doing whatever you do, and you flip through Facebook and that shit pops up, and you're like, hit it, catch me outside, okay, dying laughing, just something like that. Something as easy as that. But yeah, and that's another thing about the industry, man. That they, you don't have to. With social media, it made it very, very, very easy. It cut out a lot of labor.
Right.
So.
I mean, just think right now, if we wanted to make music and put it out there, I mean, we could put it out there in just a matter of days and have more views than if we spent all the work trying to go and do shows and do all that and try to get fans that way.
Pushing CDs out of the trunk.
Right.
Cassette tapes and shit.
What's that?
You catch me outside. No? But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. But I don't know that but yeah. So back to that in different categories, man. There's different rappers and hip hop artists and stuff like that. Everything is different in different categories, which I don't understand why. For the most part, that this trap music is fucking so influential and doing numbers like it is.
Well,
but see, then you go. But here's the thing, though. This is another thing. This is a very fucking. You put fucking trap artist, right, in a cipher, in a hip hop cipher, and expect them to fucking. You don't do that. You don't put. That's like you say. That's like putting Garth Brooks in a fucking in a hip hop shop, fucking telling him to rap battle, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like
they can't. Dude, if
impossible.
You go,
well, you know what? Garth Brooks raps better than these guys.
If we went to the East Side right now, and we played some of this music, some of the trap music, right?
You don't have to.
No, I'm just saying, you play some of that. These are people who know the struggle. They know real hip hop. They know all that. They will be able to tell you what the fuck's being said. You know what I mean? Like, you can't listen to this stuff without going online and trying to look at the lyrics.
I've never heard
Panda?
it. Well, I mean, I've heard a couple of it.
Dude, Panda?
Yeah.
I got brought on the line.
Hey, don't get on that. I ain't gonna lie. I jam out to that when I'm partying.
Yeah, but you don't know what the fuck half of that shit he's saying was.
I got bras in Atlanta.
Yes, the credit cards and the scammers. Yeah. Well, okay, did he say scanner or did he say scammer?
I don't have no
Fucking,
idea.
you look that lyric
No
up because that's the
idea.
only way I know what he said.
I don't even think the sites know what the fuck he was saying.
No, yeah. You've got like in parentheses other options. It's got like scanner and then in parentheses scammers, scammas with an A.
Could be. Could possibly be.
But that's all the music is. You listen to Eminem, yeah, you might have to take a couple times to hear what exactly he's saying, but it's not because he didn't say it well. It's that it's just the way the cadence works or something. You have to like maybe listen a little bit harder. But you know what he said after you listen to it. After you actually try to pay attention to it. Like, you literally cannot figure out what they're saying in some of these songs. And they're making words up, and because they are making money, they get to make the word up. You just have to figure out what the hell that word means.
I agree, and it is a problem. But I don't know.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
We're gonna have to eradicate this problem.
We are gonna have to nip it in the butt.
We're gonna have to lick it in the butt.
I know, but
I mean, for real though, real talk. If I could get paid to mumble on some beats,
you can.
I would do that. I would be trying that right now. I don't think that. I think the problem is you need to have the voice. The voice is all that matters. It doesn't matter what you say anymore. It's just that you have to have a really cool, different kind of like voice.
Yeah. You want just a catchy beat.
Well, because really, to me, Lil Wayne was just a voice, a different voice, and the way that he said things was what made him big. He wasn't really much better of a rapper than anyone.
I'd have to disagree there.
He is not better. I mean, I would put him in the same category as Drake.
Okay, but Drake doesn't write his own shit. Everybody knows that. So you can't.
It's not about the lyrics, really. It's about the voice. Like, Drake is popular.
Voice, yes.
Because the way his voice sounds.
Yes, he has a unique voice.
And Lil Wayne was popular because the way his voice sounded. Right. He had a few things.
But his old stuff, though?
A few old things. Like that. He was the world up and I'm going to drop it on you.
Okay,
like,
but
that stuff was. That was decent.
I'm talking about way back when.
Back when he was in college.
He never went to college, fucker. Well, I mean, he did go to college.
Right.
After he was big.
You know, one thing that I do, like, the one thing I do respect about him is...
Who's in the Hot Boys? You ever heard of them?
I've heard of them, yes.
What you need, boy? I need the high, bro.
Right. But one thing, though, like, Lil Wayne, I like the fact that he's openly not racist. I don't know if you've noticed that, or if you've heard any interviews from him.
I did. I'm not going there.
Dude, he literally has no beef. He said he's never experienced racism in his own life.
He said being black, he shot himself and he was leaking out. And he called the cops and told him what happened. A white cop came and saved his life. Right. Not only that, but he said he made $100-200 million. He's like, you're going to tell white America or America doesn't understand that, a black person.
Right.
When I made that much money, and he's like, and when I look out in the audience, he said it's damn near a bunch of white people.
Right.
White girls, white boys. He said, I don't really believe that America is racist. That's what he's basically saying.
Right. Because
it's not a reality in his life.
Right. He can't compare it. Like, all he sees is equality on his end because he's never personally experienced racism. He did admit that it must obviously exist in some capacity. It's just that he didn't experience it. That's what I more or less mean is you get some sort of substance out of his interview at least. Whereas if you've ever listened to these new trap artists or whatever they are, have you seen any interviews with them? Like you said, like they're so high. They're out of it.
I've seen one, and that was on Facebook, and that was because I was scrolling by, and I seen anytime MXL or goddamn, why do I keep saying that? World Star Hip Hop pops up on my newsfeed.
It's just they're not even there. They're not even there in the room experiencing what's going on. Like, Snoop Dogg can get high as fuck, and he's still in there, and he's still listening, and he's still a part of the interview, and he's still paying attention and adding value.
Yeah, that's true. I believe it's a lack of knowledge, it's a culture thing.
Well, it could also be that he's been doing that shit since like the 70s, so he's pretty.
Yeah, but in the 70s it was a lot. Even in the hood, I believe it was a lot more stricter than it is now. There was more order to things.
Right. I don't know. I personally don't like this style. I don't like the music. I like the beats. That makes sense. I get that. Dancing to the beats makes sense. But
it is a club scene thing.
But
it belongs in the strip clubs.
Yeah, they just cannot act like they are real.
No, that's
lyricists.
my point. No, you don't put a trap artist. I'm gonna call it a trapper. I don't fucking trap music. You don't put them guys in a cipher. You don't give them guys a mic and put a DJ behind them ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They should just stand on stage and mumble into a microphone that's turned off while their music is playing in the background.
Mumble sync.
Mumble sync. Yeah, mumble syncing. Oh my god.
So, but no, I agree. But hey, you know what? If the kids and whoever, I mean, it has to be kids. I don't see any fucking grown man listening to the fucking retarded shit.
Right.
I don't.
You know what? Maybe we're just bitter. And if we could be a little bit honest,
I am not bitter at all. What I'm pissed about is it's giving the music a bad name. I mean, you get that one bad apple or that one bad branch that grows on that fucking hip hop tree. It makes the whole fucking tree look bad, dude.
Right? It's like that one scraggly, retarded branch on the Christmas tree.
And it's just like,
can we just turn that tree around? Put the crappy branch in the back in the corner.
It just does.
And forget it existed.
It gives the stereotype of a rapper or a hip hop artist. It gives them that. It gives all those supposed racists and all that, the people who look down on hip hop, to think that we are just murderers, thieves, druggies, with our pants down,
spending money on just the dumbest shit,
and rocking big chains and shit, and smoking weed and just being retarded and ignorant. It gives those stereotypes a reason to point the finger and say, "Hey, look, see what I mean about that hip hop shit?" And this, it's a bad look for hip hop. And I don't care. I mean, it's what it is. You know what I mean? Cut that fucker off is all I'm saying. you gotta cut that. You gotta cut the branch off, man. I mean, if there's a branch that's growing, I mean, you give them a shot. They made their money. They did their thing. And I know it's we just got what I mean is you gotta find the industry, the labels. They gotta find more talent. They gotta find a different way. They went this way to save themselves from fucking shutting down or whatever they had to do. Because I know that the industry took a huge hit.
Like anything else, they're going to milk it until it's dry, dude.
And they keep doing that, and they keep ruining shit. And that's why they're going through so much, genres, or styles of hip hop. They're going through them so quick because of this. They just milk it dry. Move on to the next style. Milk it dry.
That's the industry in general, isn't it, bro?
Yeah, but look how long this fucking hip-hop music lasted.
Basically it's been through a lot of evolutions, but it's still been hip-hop since like the 90s, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's been through evolutions. It's tweaked and changed.
All the way back. You can go back to when LL Cool J.
Yeah, but I mean, as
battle
far as
anybody, I don't care who tell, I excel. They, you know what I mean? Rock the bells. Right. But that was that fucking early or late 70s, early 80s, somewhere in there. But he was on was it Def Jam?
I think it'd have to be the late 80s if you're listening to something with that style.
Anyways, and then Run DMC, you can go into all that, but
I'm just saying, it's been an evolution that's acceptable. The style of flow has changed. The content.
No, it has. So let me ask you this: what is the best this far? What is the best? What is the best style? What in evolution, like since from the beginning to right now? Because I'm not even gonna say right now, because clearly what happened is if you look at an evolution chain, it shows a monkey and an ape, and then it grows into a man shit, and then it grows to a pure man. Now it's back to a fucking monkey. What the fuck happened?
No, I mean, I would say hip hop, where like when you just got the most out of it was like, I don't know, early 2000s for me. Like when Eminem,
Encore.
Yeah, like when Eminem was like even Eminem show, like that kind of.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. That was fuck yeah, man. I can who else? Who else was that? Ja Rule.
Yeah, like
even he's dope, dude. I never really listened to him when it was 2001, Jenny on the Block and all that shit.
But like, yeah, no, I just kind of feel like that kind of music, they focused enough on lyrics and the content and the beat, and you know what I mean. Like it was kind of a mixture. You had a good beat behind you, but you also had good content. You had something to listen to.
That's true. That's true. And it all had concept.
Yeah, like.
Because Jenny on the Block and like
it was before, like, kind of like I would say, like,
I keep saying that because my phone. I just heard it like,
before Eminem started doing his accents, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, for me.
Yeah, but he only did that one album.
God, one whole album. But that's too much. A whole album.
I'm not going on that subject. We'll get on that subject.
Right? No, I'm just saying, like, before that. Right before that, there was a lot of artists that were coming out with good stuff that made you just like, it was good to dance to. It was good to. You know,
yeah, but but it didn't. There was no sacrifice in anything else.
Right.
Everything kept up like this, and all around. But see, that's what I'm saying. That when you compare artists and when you say what is a great artist, this was a kind of point what I was going to make to where we said that everything needs to be categorized in their own category. You got to judge them by that.
Right.
And so what I'm saying is that okay, but when you take an artist in hip hop, period, I don't care what branch of hip hop you come out of. When you come out as this is the perfect artist to me. They have the lyrical ability, they have the the production, the vocals, the image, everything is fucking perfect. And when they put out some music, when they put out their album and all their all their shit. Like, okay, so I'm gonna get my vocals good and the beat good, but I'll lack on my lyrics, or I'm gonna have dope ass fucking lyrics, but my hook is not gonna be that catchy, and everything else is gonna lack. During those times you're talking about the 2000s, I believe, just like you believe, everything was pretty fucking consistent. Everything was pretty fucking level.
Luda was like, Luda's shit was good.
Oh, Luda was fucking killing.
Luda at that point, like, I don't know, like, one of the top artists, like him and Eminem in the early 2000s, to me.
They were going to go at it before. They threw shade on each other. I was watching an interview with when it was MTV.
Yeah. MTV.
With M and MTV. Yeah, him and Luda had a little thing going back and forth.
Huh.
Was it him? Was it Ludacris? Yeah, I believe it was Ludacris. No, my bad. No, it wasn't. My bad. I take that back. It was fucking Nelly. Nelly. Even though Nelly was good, dude. Nelly was good too.
I like Nelly in the early 2000s as well, man.
Nelly was great. He was good. But like I said, Ja Rule, I didn't listen to him a lot then. I listen to a lot. I listen to him a lot now. I didn't realize who he was. Because I'm so stuck, dude. We were all stuck on Eminem.
and Ja did not get along. Didn't they beef?
No, yeah. Well, yeah, it was because of
Ja said some shit about
he well, they were going back and forth, but I don't know exactly what sparked it off, but I know for a fact that they went at it a couple of times. I've heard all the diss tracks, but I don't know what that was for. All you know, here was the outcome of it. You didn't see Ja Rule for years.
Wait, Ja? Who's this Ja Rule?
But that's another topic we talk about, but so from here, what happens? You know what I mean? That's where I was at. That's what I was thinking. That's where I've been at. That's
right.
From here on, what happens now?
Well, how about this? If anybody ends up listening to this, why don't we just ask them?
Yeah, you fuckers can.
Yeah, like
drop a comment.
Where is everything going? Like, are we eventually going to just a huge big bass note for a whole song long? Just one bass note, and then somebody in the background really quietly mumbling like nursery rhymes. Is that going to be hip hop?
Right.
Like, what's going to happen with hip hop? So, how about this? We'll end this, and we'll get some feedback from anybody who decides to listen to this, and we'll talk more about that the next time. All right. Well, I'm out. So.
How long is it?